welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. I was motivated to sit down and record right now because my ankles are cold. I am wearing my felted wool slippers, but there is a gap between the top of my slippers and the bottom of my pants, and I can feel a draft. So let's dive in. It is sunny and cold here again today. It's beautiful blue sky, but that's about to change. Snow is predicted overnight and into tomorrow morning, and then the rain's coming. I am not so thrilled about that. I will take cold and clear over cold and damp anytime. Let's talk some tea. Before I open today's Advent, I want to talk about yesterday's tea. So it was hot chocolate and it was really good. I had 2 cups of it after dinner last night. So when I steeped my tea, I only filled it up about that high with water. And then once it was steeped, I filled up the rest of the way with milk. Now I normally put a splash of milk in most of my teas, but this was considerably more, and I thought it would make it more creamy tasting, and it did. I really liked what it did to the tea. So I have another half a tin left, and I look forward to drinking that later this month. All right, so let's see what day 5 has in store. I did peek ahead and discovered that, whoops, day 5 is right there. It dawned on me yesterday as I was editing it that I really don't need to show you the back of the tin every day. I'm not sure why I do that. I guess I'm just used to showing yarn labels a lot when I podcast, but in any case, I'll try and remember to stop doing that. A lot of times the light's shining on it, you can't see it very well anyway. Anyway, today's tea is strawberry rhubarb parfait. I have a feeling that this tea was in the prior Advent calendar I had, and I don't think I was that crazy about it. Before I open it up, I'll just tell you what's in it. So it is listed as a fruit infusion. It has apple, hibiscus, raisins, carrot, artificial strawberry and rhubarb flavoring. Lost my place here. Beetroot, yogurt bits. I guess that's where the parfait part comes in. And strawberry and rhubarb. So it is very pretty. I do love the look of a lot of these teas. And it does smell nice. Very fruity. So I will give it another try, and if I don't like it, I'll save it for my daughter-in-law who really likes fruity teas. I have not yet tried the Headache Halo from a couple of days ago, but I'm gonna try and try that today too, and let you know what I think. Before I get into my socks of the day, I thought I would show you my progress on my hollyberry socks. Our son came over for dinner last night, and we sat here and talked for quite a while after, and so I did knit on them. So as you can see, this one has seen a little more love than the other, but they are coming along nicely. I shouldn't have any trouble finishing them up before Christmas. I do need another pair of Christmas socks because I only have 24 pairs of Christmas and holiday socks, so I need a pair to wear Christmas Day. Well, I will be washing some today. It is laundry day around here, and in fact you might hear the washer and dryer in the background. I'm on the 3rd load in the washer, so I'm feeling good about that. For some reason, the hamper seemed extra full this week, and I'm not sure why. Maybe all the warmer layers that we are wearing. All right, so Today's socks are the first socks that I deliberately knit as Christmas socks. And in fact, if you go to my Ravelry projects, they are listed as Christmas socks. I will link my project page below, as I do every day when I talk about my socks of the day. So the yarn is Arnett and Carlos Regia Arnett and Carlos design line. It is number 3760 and the colorway is Garden. So it's not a Christmas colorway at all, but I seem to remember seeing them on other podcasts and thinking, I think other people had knit these up as Christmas socks because of the colors in them, and so I decided to knit a pair for myself. The heels are knit in my trusty West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the cayenne pepper colorway. I am getting low on that, but it has been heels, toes, and cuffs in numerous socks. I'm going to bring these, actually I'll bring this one a little bit closer. The pattern I used for this sock, or these socks, is Fruit Stripe Gum Socks featuring a spiral rib by Leah Oakley. Normally, like, I am not a big fan of rib. I like the way ribbed socks look and feel, but for me, ribbing is something you do to get out of the way before you begin the fun stuff, and that applies to both socks and sweaters. But this spiral rib on the cuff actually was quite fun. I think because it was fun to see how it played with the patterning on the sock, and because it was the pattern, it just didn't seem as onerous as, you know, when you have to knit 2x2 rib or whatever for a cuff. I don't remember for sure, but I have a feeling that I copied somebody on these socks. I feel like maybe someone else had knit up this colorway in this pattern, or maybe I just saw somebody else's ribbed or somebody else's self-patterning socks knit up in this pattern. In any case, I think it's really fun. I like what it does to the self-patterning yarn, and it makes me want to make another pair. So I may do that in the relatively near future. And one thing I also like is this spiral rib really hugs your leg very nicely. I knit these back in December of 2017 for the Grocery Girls Sock Bash. And that was the last month that I think that I participated in, and I think I just did it for a year. Anyway, I'm going to put these on my feet right now because, as I mentioned, my ankles are cold. There's just a draft from somewhere that I'm feeling. So I am sitting in my usual spot on the couch. This is where I almost always sit to knit, but I am on the opposite side of the room today. Kind of on a whim yesterday, I threw out the idea of rearranging our living room and switching up where we put our couch. Years and years ago, we did have a couch along this wall, but I can't even count how long it's been opposite here. I had a few motivations for changing things up. One is that if I put my slipper back on. One is that if I just look out the window right here, I can see the bird feeders in the front yard. And although I will, throughout the day at various times, kind of walk up to the window and look out and check out the bird feeders, this way, you know, I can just glance out anytime I want if I'm sitting here knitting during the day, and I can, you know, see what's going on at the feeders. Another big motivation was that recently I've just begun to feel more exposed in our living room. I think it was last week, the neighbors like across the street and one over took down a huge evergreen tree from their front yard. I think it was a spruce. It was a beautiful tree, but I think they're worried about, we just seem to be having more wind and more ice storms in the last few years, and I'm sure part of probably a big reason they took it down was they're worried about it landing on top of their house. But now their yard is much more open, and there's not the same obstruction between their windows and ours. And I don't know how much they can see in, but I feel very on display. And then just in the last few days, the house right across the street from us, which had been empty for a while, had some new tenants move in. And so far, they have not closed their living room curtains or drapes at all. And it looks, they're directly across the street from us. And so I don't like feeling like I'm in a fishbowl. And so where I'm sitting now, mostly I have the neighbors' cedar trees that block the view of the road. And then on our window, our living room window is actually 3 windows, and there's a space about that big between them. And so where I sit here, that space covers up the living room window of the house next to the one across the street. So, I can, there'll be people that will walk by or whatever, but I don't feel like if somebody's sitting in their living room and we're sitting in ours, that we are going to be able to, look directly into each other's rooms. Maybe it's a quirk, but that's just how I feel about it. In any case, while our son was here yesterday, we got him to help out. Now, even though we've rearranged the furniture, there are still things that need to be I need to decide where to put them, and there's a lot of clutter in here today and in our kitchen. So besides doing laundry, one of my plans for the day is to do a good tidy up of the living room and kitchen. And I also might run out to the nursery. Because of how we rearranged things, I had been planning to order a certain kind of plant stand, and now the way things are, I think I want a different type. So I might see if they have one that I want, but also I just want to get some more decorative pots to put my plants in. So before the snow hits, that would be a good time to head out and do that. Other than that, we are curling tonight, so we have leftovers from last night's dinner, so that'll be easy. And then, hopefully we play well tonight. Cameron thinks the team we're playing, there's one team out there that has all these beautiful matching jackets with sponsor names on them. So it looks a little intimidating because most of us just show up in, whatever. So we suspect they're pretty good, so we probably won't win tonight, but we'll see. Sometimes when you play a good team, your game gets elevated and you play better than usual. So anyway, it'll be fun no matter what. So that's kind of what today looks like. So I hope you have a good Monday, and I will see you again tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 6. Bye.